The unexpected return. The colony was quiet that night, the twin moons casting soft light over the small human settlement on planet Zephyra. People walked slowly between the silver domes, some laughing quietly, others checking their screens. Everything seemed normal, almost too normal, as if the universe itself had forgotten this place. Suddenly a shadow passed across the sky, fast and silent. No one noticed at first, but the air seemed colder, heavier. A small alarm beeped in the control room, a signal no one had ever seen before. Commander Rylan frowned at the screen, trying to read the strange energy signature. It was familiar, but impossible, something he could not understand. In the far corner of the colony, a young girl named Lena stopped her work and looked up. Her heart skipped a beat. Memories of a strange visitor from long ago filling her mind. She remembered the alien girl, small, fragile, and in a wheelchair. The girl had smiled at them once, her eyes full of curiosity, full of life. Then she had disappeared without a word, leaving everyone with questions and whispers. Now Lena felt that same feeling, a mix of fear and hope. Outside, the sky shimmered with a strange light, colors bending like water. The humans froze, pointing at the source, unsure if they should run or watch. A figure descended slowly, floating above the colony. It was small, delicate, but the presence was strong, commanding attention. The disabled alien girl had returned, but she was different. Her wheelchair seemed to glow, floating slightly above the ground, and her eyes were sharper now, full of knowledge no human could understand. Commander Rylan ran outside with a few guards. He wanted to speak to her, to know why she had come back. The girl did not speak at first, just looked at him with that strange, quiet power. Then she raised her hand and pointed to the horizon. "Watch," she said in her soft, melodic voice. "They are coming." Rylan's heart raced, questions spinning in his mind. Who was coming? Aliens? Enemies? Or something worse? The colony's sensors began to beep wildly, detecting unusual activity beyond the hills. Small drones had stopped functioning, their lights flickering like fireflies. People whispered among themselves. Fear. Spreading like wildfire, the alien girl moved slowly through the colony, each step quiet but powerful. She passed the children, who stared without fear, as if they recognized her as a friend. She passed the workers, who stopped their machines, unsure if they should interfere. And finally, she stopped in the center of the colony, raising her glowing hands. Energy seemed to pulse from her, invisible but felt in every chest. Rylan approached cautiously, his hand on his weapon. "Why are you here?" he asked, his voice trembling. The girl smiled faintly, but it was not a happy smile. It was a warning. "I was never gone," she whispered. "I have been watching, learning, waiting." Rylan felt a chill run down his spine. He realized that this girl, small and disabled before, now held secrets that could change everything. In the distance, a sound echoed across the hills, deep and mechanical. The guards tensed, weapons raised. The alien girl turned her head slightly, as if listening to a song only she could hear. Then she looked back at Rylan, her eyes glowing softly. "You must prepare," she said. "They are closer than you think." Fear and confusion gripped the colony, but there was also a spark of hope. If this girl had returned, maybe she had the answers. Maybe she could help them survive. Rylan nodded slowly, though his mind was full of questions. The alien girl did not wait for answers. She began to move toward the energy field outside the colony. The humans followed cautiously, their curiosity stronger than their fear. The night was filled with tension, every shadow seeming alive. The wind whispered secrets no one could hear, and the sky above burned with strange colors, signaling that something had begun. No one slept that night. The alien girl stood in the center of the field, calm but ready. Her disability was no longer a weakness. It was a sign of hidden strength. The colony watched, their hearts pounding, knowing that this night would be remembered forever, somewhere in the dark of space. Eyes were watching too, waiting for the next move. And the girl whispered once more, almost to herself, "The galaxy will never forget me again." The humans felt the weight of her words, the gravity of what was coming. And as the first strange lights appeared on the horizon, the colony realized that everything was about to change. The disabled alien girl had returned, and her story was far from over. Secrets revealed. The colony woke to an uneasy dawn, the twin. Suns rising slowly over the silver domes. People whispered in corners, glancing at the horizon where the alien girl had stood all night. Her presence seemed to linger in the air, a quiet power that no one could touch. Commander Rylan gathered. His team, trying to understand what was happening, he could not shake the feeling that the girl held secrets far beyond their understanding. The disabled alien girl moved silently through the colony, her glowing wheelchair floating above the ground. Children followed her cautiously, drawn to her calm energy. The adults stayed back, fear and fascination mixing in their hearts. She reached the central tower, where the colony's oldest archives were stored. Her fingers brushed against the control panels, and suddenly, the screens lit up with images no human had ever seen. Rylan and the guards leaned closer, their eyes wide. The screens showed distant planets, stars, and strange ships moving faster than any human technology. Maps that no one understood, with lines connecting points they could not name. And then, the girl spoke, her voice soft but commanding. "These are the worlds that watch us. These are the ones who will come," she said. Rylan felt a shiver run down his spine. He had never felt so small, so helpless, yet so curious. The girl paused, closing her eyes as if remembering something. Then she opened them, and for the first time, humans saw the fire inside her. "I was not always like this," she said, her voice trembling slightly. "I was hurt, confined, underestimated. But I learned while I waited. I learned their secrets, their weaknesses, their plans." The humans stared, trying to understand. Her words hinted at knowledge that could change the balance of power in the galaxy. Suddenly, alarms blared across the colony, sensors detecting multiple energy spikes. Outside, Rylan grabbed his communicator, calling the guards to ready themselves. The girl smiled faintly, almost sadly. "They are close," she whispered, "but they do not know I am here." A small group of creatures appeared beyond the hills, moving fast. They were strange, armored, alien beings, eyes glowing, weapons humming. The colony froze, fear gripping every heart. The girl's hands glowed brighter, and energy pulsed through the ground. Rylan felt the air vibrate, as if the planet itself responded to her presence. "You cannot fight them with weapons alone," she said. "You must understand. You must see." She reached out to him, touching his shoulder lightly. Suddenly, visions filled his mind, flashes of distant battles, ships exploding, alien worlds burning. He gasped, falling back, overwhelmed. The alien girl had shown him the truth, the hidden threat lurking in the galaxy. Her wheelchair hovered higher, and her voice grew stronger. "I came back to warn you, to prepare you, but I will not fight your battles for you. You must choose." The humans looked at each other, confusion and fear mixing with awe. Some whispered that she was dangerous, others that she was a savior. Rylan realized that the colony faced a choice that could determine the fate of their world. The girl then revealed another secret, one no one expected. She touched a hidden panel on her wheelchair, and a holographic map appeared above her. It showed a massive fleet of ships, hundreds of them, moving silently through space. "They plan to strike soon," she said, "and many of you will not survive if you are unprepared." A young engineer stepped forward, trembling. "Can we fight them?" he asked. The girl looked at him with piercing eyes. "You can, if you trust me, if you work with me, but you must act fast, or everything will be lost." The colony felt the tension in the air, the weight of the secret pressing on them. No, one had seen such power from someone they thought was weak and disabled. The alien girl's presence changed everything. She was no longer just a visitor. She was a guide, a warning, and perhaps the key to survival. Rylan took a deep breath, nodding slowly. "Tell us what to do," he said, his voice steady. The girl smiled faintly, but there was sadness behind it. "You must prepare. You must learn. And you must fight together. The galaxy is larger than you think, and enemies are closer than you realize." The sky darkened slightly as clouds moved unnaturally. Strange lights flickered in the distance, signaling that the threat she had warned about was real. The alien girl turned away, moving toward the horizon, her glow illuminating the hills like a beacon. The humans followed cautiously, unsure if they were ready for what came next. Her secrets had been revealed, but only partially, and the colony understood one thing clearly: nothing would ever be the same again. The disabled alien girl had returned, her knowledge, her power, and her mystery, now part of the colony. And as the wind whispered through the silver domes, the humans realized that their story, their fight, had only just begun. The hidden threat. The sun had barely risen when the colony felt the first tremors, shaking walls, rattling floors, and alarms that screamed louder than ever. Commander Rylan grabbed his communicator, calling for guards to secure the perimeter. The disabled alien girl hovered in the center of the colony, calm but alert, her glowing wheelchair floating above the ground. Her eyes scanned the horizon, sharper than any human could see. "They are here," she whispered, almost to herself. The humans froze, fear gripping their hearts. A dark fleet had appeared beyond the hills, ships moving faster than the colonies. Sensors could track. Armored alien creatures poured out, dozens at first, then hundreds. Their weapons glimmered in the sunlight, deadly and precise. The colony's guns were useless against them, their shields too weak to block the energy beams. Rylan shouted orders, his voice cracking. "Form a line! Protect the civilians! Do not let them pass!" But the alien girl raised her hand, and a wave of energy pulsed outward. The invaders staggered, their weapons flickering. Even the strongest of the humans felt the raw power radiating from her. She was no longer fragile, no longer the disabled girl they remembered. The creatures hissed and roared, charging forward. Rylan felt panic, but he also felt hope. If she could hold them off, maybe the colony could survive. The alien girl moved swiftly, her wheelchair gliding silently. She whispered to the humans, "Do not fight them alone. Trust me, trust each other." Suddenly, the ground split, a hidden trench opening up from. It emerged monstrous beasts, twisted creatures with glowing eyes. They had been lying in wait, hidden beneath the colony for weeks. The humans realized too late that this was not just an attack, it was a trap. The alien girl's eyes narrowed, scanning, calculating. "They knew I would return," she said, her voice tight with anger. "They have been preparing for me, for us." Rylan gritted his teeth, watching as the creatures advanced. He saw workers and guards falling back, fear taking over. But the girl moved faster than anyone thought possible. Her hands glowed, sending energy beams that split the air, cutting through enemies without touching the humans. She was a storm, of light and power unstoppable. The colony could only watch in awe, hearts pounding with a mix of fear and hope. Then the unexpected happened. From the sky, a massive shadow descended, larger than any ship. It blocked the suns, casting the colony in darkness. The humans gasped. some falling to their knees. The alien girl's expression hardened. "That is their leader," she whispered. "The one who commands them all?" The air grew thick with tension, every heartbeat echoing like thunder. The fleet below hesitated, sensing the presence of their master. Even the monstrous beasts paused, unsure of what to do. Rylan stepped forward, trembling. "Can we survive this?" he asked, his voice barely audible. The girl turned to him, eyes glowing brighter than ever. "Only if we fight together, only if we believe," she said. Her wheelchair hovered higher, her energy pulsing like a heartbeat. The ground beneath. The invaders cracked, small eruptions of light bursting forth. It was clear she could hold them for now, but for how long? The colony began to move, following her lead. Workers and guards joined together, forming lines, carrying weapons and tools, improvising defenses. The alien girl guided them silently, her powers shielding them from the first waves of attack. Rylan realized something terrifying and amazing at the same time. This girl, who they had thought was fragile, was now the heart of their survival. The key to their future. From the darkness above, the alien leader spoke, his voice like grinding metal. "Your time is over, girl," it boomed, "and your humans are nothing." The girl's eyes flared, brighter than the twin suns. "They are stronger than you think," she whispered to the humans. "And so am I." Energy shot from her hands, striking the shadow in the sky. The fleet below faltered, confused and afraid. For the first time, the humans saw that they had a chance. A small, fragile-looking girl had become their most powerful weapon. The battle was only beginning, but hope had returned. Rylan looked around, seeing humans fighting side by side, inspired by the alien girl. Even the young children, hiding behind domes, felt courage rising. She had revealed the hidden threat, and now she was showing them how to fight it. The galaxy outside their peaceful colony was dangerous, unpredictable, and ruthless. But with her knowledge and power, maybe, just maybe, they could survive the storm ahead, and as the shadow loomed over them and the first wave of enemies charged forward, the alien girl whispered to herself, a soft but powerful promise. "They will learn. They will all learn. The galaxy will never forget me again." The shocking twist. The sky had turned an ominous shade of crimson. The twin suns were hidden behind clouds of smoke and energy. The colony shook as distant explosions echoed across the hills. Commander Rylan stood at the edge of the main plaza, his eyes fixed on the alien girl. Her glow had intensified, her wheelchair floating silently, almost like a sentinel of light. "They are not just here to destroy us," she said, her voice calm but sharp. Rylan's heart skipped a beat. "What do you mean?" he asked, fear gripping him. The girl's eyes flashed. "They are searching for something inside this colony." A cold chill ran down everyone's spines. Humans whispered, afraid to ask, afraid to know. Suddenly, a loud rumble split the ground. From beneath the colony's central archives, a massive structure rose. It was ancient, metal blackened, etched with alien symbols no human could understand. The fleet above paused, scanning it, as if sensing its power. The alien girl's hands glowed brighter, her voice trembling slightly. "They knew it was here. They have been waiting for it for centuries," Rylan tried to comprehend. "Waiting for what?" The girl looked at him, her eyes glowing like molten silver. "This is not just a battle for survival," she said. "It is a battle for the secrets we were never meant to find." A sudden wave of energy shot from the structure, knocking humans off their feet. The fleet above flinched, but the alien leader's laughter filled the air, metal grinding with every sound. "You thought hiding it would save you? Foolish humans," the voice boomed. Rylan's heart pounded, the stakes suddenly higher than ever. The girl turned toward the hidden structure, her glow pulsating. "I was sent here for this," she said quietly. almost to herself. The humans watched as she hovered closer to the ancient device. Her hands traced its surface, and suddenly, visions flooded their minds, scenes of battles long forgotten, worlds destroyed, civilizations erased. And then a shocking truth hit them. All. The girl was not just a survivor, she had been part of this secret all along. Her disability was not an accident, it was a shield, a disguise to hide her true role. Rylan stumbled back, disbelief mixing with awe. You planned this?" he asked, his voice barely audible. The girl shook her head. "No, I did not plan this. But I was chosen." Her glowing hands pressed against the structure, and it responded, lights flickering, energy humming like a heartbeat. The fleet above screamed in alarm, their ships twisting as if the energy was bending space itself. The monstrous beasts from before roared, but even they recoiled, sensing a force they could not fight. Then the unexpected happened. A human voice rang out from the shadows, clear and commanding. "You are not alone. Alien girl," it said. From the dark corners of the colony, a group of hidden humans emerged, each carrying strange devices, glowing tools that pulsed with energy. They had been preparing in secret, training in silence, learning from her. The enemy fleet faltered, confused, sensing an alliance they had not expected. The alien girl smiled faintly, eyes still glowing. "They think they have the advantage," she whispered. "But they do not know the truth." Suddenly, beams of energy shot from the devices, striking the fleet, sending ships spinning. Rylan felt his courage rise, inspired by their hidden strength. The young engineer from before stepped forward, trembling but determined. "We can fight! We can win!" he shouted. The alien girl nodded, a flash of pride and relief in her eyes. "Yes, together we can," she said. "But only if we act now." The fleet above regrouped, their leader screaming in fury. But the humans and the alien girl had already formed a plan. Rylan realized something incredible. This battle was not just about survival. It was about awakening the courage hidden in every human. And the disabled alien girl, once underestimated, had become the spark that ignited their fire. Energy surged from the ancient structure, a blinding light that cut across the sky. The fleet screamed, ships exploding as the humans and the alien girl used the structure's power. The colony shook, dust and debris flying everywhere. When the light faded, silence fell, heavy and tense. The humans looked around, shaken, but alive, and the alien girl hovered at the center, glowing, triumphant. The shocking twist had changed everything. She was not just a visitor. She was the key, the secret, the unstoppable force. And the galaxy would never see her as weak again, but far beyond the horizon, more shadows moved. And Rylan knew deep in his heart, this was only the beginning. The final battle. The sky burned red, streaked with fire and smoke. The alien fleet hovered above, silent but deadly, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. The colony's walls were cracked, the ground still trembling from the last attack. Commander Rylan looked around, seeing exhausted humans, bruised and bleeding. Fear was in every face, but so was determination. At the center, the disabled alien girl glowed brighter than ever, her wheelchair floating silently, almost like a beacon. "They are coming," she whispered, eyes scanning. "The horizon?" Rylan gritted his teeth, gripping his weapon. "We fight together, no matter what," he said. The humans nodded, some trembling, some shaking with anger. The monstrous beasts from before growled, circling the colony like wolves. But the girl raised her hand, and they froze. Paralyzed by her energy, a deafening roar came from the sky. The alien leader descended in a massive warship, larger than any building. Its shadow swallowed the colony in darkness. "You cannot win!" the leader boomed, voice like grinding metal. The alien girl's eyes flared silver. glowing like molten stars. "They underestimate us," she whispered to Rylan. "They do not know humanity." Then it began. Energy beams cut across the sky, colliding with shields and walls. The humans fought bravely, following her lead. Even the youngest children, protected in domes, watched in awe, learning courage from her. The girl hovered forward, her hands glowing, sending pulses of energy that split the air. Ships exploded one by one, their shields failing against her power. But the alien leader was relentless, every strike more powerful. Then the last, Rylan saw a group of humans hiding behind rubble, ready to fire. He shouted, "We move together now!" The alien girl turned, smiling faintly. "Good, that is the spirit," she said. They advanced, humans and alien girl side by side, weapons and energy combined. The warship's shadow loomed closer, but the girl's energy flared brighter. She was no longer fragile, no longer the disabled girl they had thought. She was a force of nature, unstoppable and fearless. Then the shocking twist. The warship's hull cracked, revealing the true form of the alien leader. Not a single creature, but a swarm of smaller beings, each controlling the massive ship. Rylan's jaw dropped, fear mixing with awe. "How can we fight that?" he whispered, almost defeated. The girl's eyes narrowed, silver light blazing. "We do not fight them alone," she said. "We fight as one." The humans raised their weapons, shouting together for the first time. Their voices echoed across the hills, fearless and strong. Energy from their devices synced with hers, creating a pulse so powerful it shook the ground. The alien swarm hesitated, confused, sensing the strength of unity. Then the girl acted, pushing herself forward. Her wheelchair hovered, her hands glowing brighter than the sun's. Energy beams shot from her, striking the alien leader's core. Explosions rocked the sky, lighting it with fire and lightning. Rylan and the humans advanced. Following her lead, they struck together, a perfect combination of courage, strategy, and raw power. The alien swarm tried to regroup, but the girl anticipated every move. She moved like lightning, faster than any human, her glow blinding and unstoppable. And then, with one final surge, the alien leader's ship disintegrated. The swarm scattered, defeated, vanishing into the void. Silence fell, heavy and profound. The humans looked around, exhausted but alive. Rylan ran to the alien girl, his chest heaving. You did it," he whispered, awe in his voice. The girl smiled faintly, but exhaustion showed in her posture. "We did it." "Together," she said. The colony slowly emerged from hiding, cheers and cries of relief filling the air. Even the monstrous beasts retreated, sensing their defeat. But the girl did not celebrate. Her eyes scanned the horizon, knowing the galaxy was not safe. "This is just the beginning," she whispered. Rylan nodded, understanding her warning. The humans had won today. But the universe was vast, dangerous, and unpredictable, and the disabled alien girl, once underestimated, had become their greatest hero, the one who showed them courage, hope, and the true power of unity. As the sun rose again, burning through the smoke, Rylan and the humans stood together, battered but unbroken. The girl hovered above, her glow softening, almost gentle. "Remember this day," she said. "Remember what we can do when we fight together." And with that, the colony began to rebuild, stronger, braver, and forever changed. The final battle was over, but the legend of the disabled alien girl would echo across the galaxy forever.